You're filing for divorce.
Nancy said it like she was telling her son to take out the trash.
Mom, are you out of your mind? We've been married 6 months.
I'm fine. It's your conscience we need to look for. Stephanie's waiting for you. Her father and we already agreed on everything.
Oh well, if you and Mr. Nolan already made a deal, you two go ahead and marry her. She's 32, I'm 25, she's got 3 kids by God knows who, and she's not exactly Miss America.
Son, you don't talk about women like that. Stephanie's a very nice girl.
Dad, you like her so much, you divorce Mom and marry her. You've got a deal already, right?
Quit talking nonsense. Who'd want him?
Nat.
Larry muttered, wounded.
Well, besides me, obviously.
She corrected herself with a huff, just to throw him a bone.
Even if I wasn't married, I still wouldn't marry her. She's like clearance stock they couldn't unload, but I'm not gonna ruin my life out of pity.
Who's talking about ruining your life? No one's asking you to love her. You just marry her, adopt her kids, and then you live however you want. With your Alana, for all I care.
Well, thanks, mother-in-law. I've never been anyone's mistress before.
Nobody asked you. You stay out of it. This is not your business. And if you keep mouthing off, we'll find Ryan another woman for his secret life.
Ryan.
Alana turned to him, her eyes wide.
It's okay. I'll handle it. Go take a walk around town. Check out where your husband was born and raised. Looks like we're not staying long.
Alana shot Nancy a look, inhaled sharply through her nose, and walked out, shutting the front door a little harder than necessary.
As if she owns the place. Good thing you sent her out. She needs to learn her place. I've never been a mistress.
Nancy mocked in a high voice.
If we need to, she'll do more than just be a mistress.
Mom, that's not your call. She's my wife. I'm not letting you touch her.
You can put her on a pedestal and shower her with roses for all I care. The main thing is you divorce her as fast as possible and marry Stephanie.
She leaned forward, eyes glittering.
As soon as Owen heard you were coming back, he started getting everything ready. He already bought you a car as a wedding gift.
You serious?
Oh yeah. I saw it. Gorgeous car. I'd kill for one like that.
He sighed dreamily.
So what's the problem then? I told you, divorce Mom and marry Steph. The car's yours. And Mom can be the mistress this time.
He turned to his mother.
That's normal, right, Mom?
Nancy actually choked on her own breath at the audacity.
How dare you?
How dare you? And I haven't even started on how you and Dad wrecked Katie's life.
In a lot of small-town families, kids are the retirement plan. Nobody says it out loud, of course. They cover it with phrases like, everything for the children, and, we just want you to have what we didn't. But underneath, in the quiet part of the brain, there's always that thought, when we're old, the only people we'll have is our kids. And not just to bring a glass of water, but to keep the bills paid and the lights on. And the truth is, people don't want to wait until they're old to start living nice. They don't want to grind away half-blind, with daytime TV as their only entertainment and Walgreens coupons as their main excitement. They want the new truck, the remodeled kitchen, the vacations, now, long before the walker and the senior discount. Nancy and Larry had 2 kids, older daughter Katie and younger son Ryan. 5 years apart. By the time Katie turned 18, Nancy wasn't thinking about college applications. She was flipping through mental spreadsheets. They hadn't raised Katie to have her own opinions. She grew up in strict discipline and, because I said so. So when Nancy and Larry started looking for a good husband, no one asked Katie what she wanted. And they weren't looking among boys her age. They were looking at bank accounts. They found one.
George Patterson is a wonderful man. He's not some dumb college boy. He's mature, established. He can take care of you. Everyone will envy you when they see how he loves you.
But he's 40.
And that's good. He's done with his wild years. He's ready to settle down. He'll be a good husband and a solid family man.
The persuasion was just for show. Wedding plans were already in motion. And the second they married Katie off to Mr. Patterson, the wealthiest contractor in their little Oklahoma town, things started changing fast in Nancy and Larry's house. A big new flat screen appeared. Then a brand new riding mower. Larry got a shiny ATV for hunting season. They ripped out the old bathroom and did a full remodel. Nancy's jewelry suddenly had stones that actually sparkled. Ryan was 13 then. Too young to really understand how arrangements like that worked. But he saw his sister's eyes. He'd ride his bike across town to George Patterson's big brick house under the hill, supposedly just to visit his sister and grab a snack. He'd find Katie in that huge kitchen, sitting at the table with tears running down her face, staring somewhere past the wall.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
Her voice was far away. Then she'd pull him into a hug, hold him so tight he could barely breathe. The longer she held him, the less her shoulders shook. She could have told him everything, but what was the point? What could a 13-year-old do? Or a 14-year-old? Or 15? Then Katie had a baby boy. George's son. After that, something in her just went out. She stopped talking about maybe going to beauty school someday, or maybe getting a job at the salon. She stopped smiling altogether. By 17, Ryan had finally done the math. They hadn't married Katie well. They'd sold her. Traded their daughter's life for a steady stream of help from their rich son-in-law. And as his own 18th birthday crept closer, Ryan started noticing that weird hungry shine in his parents' eyes whenever they looked at him. The way Nancy would casually say things like,
"We have to make sure your future's secure, too."
He put two and two together easily.
They're gonna try to sell me off too. To some old lady with money and no heirs.
A sick chill ran up his spine. So he didn't even bother applying to college. As soon as he graduated, he walked straight into the Army recruitment office and signed on the dotted line. They sent him out to the far north, Alaska. It was brutal and cold and nothing like home. While he was there, he learned to drive heavy equipment, trucks that looked like buildings on wheels, engines that shook the ground. When his enlistment was up, he didn't go home. He didn't even call. He took a contract right there in Alaska, hired on as a haul truck driver at a remote gold mine, 3 weeks on, 3 weeks off rotation. He signed for 3 years. On his time off, instead of flying all the way back to Oklahoma, he'd stay in Anchorage or Fairbanks. Cheap motel, local diner, gym, sleep. That was enough. It was in one of those off weeks, in a coffee shop near the airport, that he met Alana. She was the manager's daughter, though Ryan only found that out later. At first she was just this quick smiling brunette studying spreadsheets on her laptop, arguing with suppliers on the phone, and laughing at his dumb jokes when he finally got the nerve to say hello. For a while it was just coffee on his weeks off, then weekends together whenever he was in town. Both of them cautious, both with their own scars. By the last year of his contract, they'd stopped pretending it was casual. They got married quietly at the courthouse, just the two of them and a board clerk as witness. Ryan could have stayed up north permanently after that. There was work, there was money, there was a wife he actually loved. But then the calls from home began. First Nancy. Then Larry. Then both on speakerphone.
We're getting older, son. We're not gonna last forever. You're all we've got. Just come home. We need you. We're counting on you.
Ryan never mentioned Alana. Somewhere along the way, a plan started forming. There was one piece of unfinished business back home. One person he couldn't stop thinking about in that big house under the hill. Katie. Before he flew down, he sat Alana down in their tiny rented apartment in Anchorage.
Just remember, I love you. Only you. They're gonna say things that'll make your skin crawl. They're gonna say things about you too. I need you to know they're wrong.
I'm not sure you should even go. They're your parents, Ryan. You're supposed to respect them.
He laughed once, without humor.
Not everybody gets parents like yours, babe. But you'll see for yourself soon enough.
On the long drive from the airport to his hometown in a rented SUV, he kept warning her.
They're not gonna be happy to see you. They're not gonna be happy to see us. There'll be yelling. There'll be guilt trips. Don't take it personally. This trip has two goals: tell them how things are, and get Katie out if she wants out.
Get Katie out?
Alana asked sharply. He told her. All of it. For the first time. By the time they reached the town limits, Alana's knuckles were white on the steering wheel. Nancy didn't disappoint.
Yes, your father and I are only worried about your future. We got Katie into such a good situation. 10 years she's been married, and they live like two peas in a pod. She's never worked a day in her life. Just home and family, home and family.
With an old man breathing on her neck. Did you ever ask if maybe she wanted to work?
What do you know about life? We found her such a profitable match that we know she will never starve. And our grandson will always have everything he needs.
And you two didn't exactly suffer either. You thought I wouldn't notice how our life got better right after you married Katie off? You think I don't see that the flat screen in the new bathroom and mom's rocks on her fingers didn't just fall from the sky?
Larry shifted in his chair.
And now you're trying to sell me to Owen Nolan? How much am I going for? More than Katie? Less? You gonna haggle over me by the pound?
It's fine. There's enough for everyone.
Nancy smacked him on the shoulder with the dish towel so hard it snapped. Larry's face went red when he realized what he'd said.
Sweetheart, Stephanie is an amazing match for you. Owen won't spare a thing for his daughter and her husband. And of course he'll take care of us too, for raising him such a good son-in-law.
She leaned closer, her voice dropping to that fake gentle tone Ryan hated.
But the main thing, Ryan, is that you'll be set for life. You'll be living like a king.
I already am.
They both blinked.
Alana, my wife, the one you just called a slut and a homewrecker, is the daughter of the director of that gold mine where I've been driving haul trucks.
Nancy froze.
And you can bet he's not planning to keep his son-in-law behind a steering wheel forever. Soon as I'm back, I'm moving into management.
Sweetie, I love you so much. You're my flesh and blood. My rock. My whole hope for the future.
Yeah. About your future.
He picked up his duffel.
I'm not taking you with me. You can keep buttering up good old Owen. We don't need people like you up north.
He walked out without looking back. He didn't go to the motel. He didn't look for Alana. He went straight down the road, past the gas station, up the hill to the biggest house in town, George Patterson's place. A shiny black SUV was already pulled into the side driveway, half hidden behind a row of bushes. Alana's rental.
Good girl.
He smiled. He hadn't wanted Nancy and Larry seeing that car right away and getting ideas, so on the way in, Alana had dropped him off 2 blocks away and gone to circle around, in case we need to make a quick exit. He pushed open the unlocked gate and walked into the manicured yard.
Katie!
He yelled, heading for the back porch.
Katie!
Ryan?
Her face appeared in the kitchen window, pale and startled, hair pulled back in a tired ponytail.
Ryan!
I came for you. Pack your stuff. Get the baby. Your prison time's up.
She glanced over her shoulder, fear flickering in her eyes.
What about George?
She whispered. Ryan held her gaze.
You choose. I'm not mom and dad. I'm giving you a choice.
For a second, she didn't move. Then something hardened in her expression. Katie disappeared from the window. 30 seconds later, she was back, holding her sleepy 5-year-old son in her arms. She handed the boy out the window first. Ryan caught his nephew easily and settled him on his hip.
Hey, buddy. Wanna go on an adventure?
The kid nodded solemnly, thumb in his mouth. Katie ducked back just long enough to grab her purse, her passport, and her son's birth certificate from the drawer where she'd kept them ready for years without quite admitting it to herself. She swung her legs over the windowsill and dropped down into the yard.
I'm ready. There's nothing here holding me anymore.
They piled into the SUV. Alana twisted around from the front seat, grinning at Katie.
You must be Katie. I've heard a lot about you.
Katie looked at her brother's wife, at the packed duffel bags, at the open road ahead. And for the first time in a decade, she smiled. On the highway out of town, they couldn't stop laughing as they imagined what was happening back at Nancy and Larry's house and at Owen Nolan's mahogany dining table.
Dad probably married Stephanie himself. He liked that car too much.
And Mom had to take the great match she found for me. Move in with George Patterson, cook his dinners, watch his TV.
Well, they always said a good match shouldn't be wasted. Now they can live happily ever after.
The SUV rolled south toward the airport, then west, then north again, toward cold wind, heavy machinery, and a life no one had bartered away for them.